Brianna Venozzi, and I'm joined with meteorologist John Cifelli. This is NJTV News special coverage of Blizzard 2016. We're here in Belmar, New Jersey, right between Spring Lake and Belmar and Monmouth County. Coastal communities right now are bracing for the next high tide. Monmouth and Ocean counties largely escaped the flooding that was expected this morning. That happened a little further south down in Cape May and Atlantic counties, but offshore buoys right now are measuring 25-foot high waves. Take a look. You can see the ocean is absolutely ferocious right now. We're standing right along the boardwalk. Would you say, what, 30-mile-per-hour sustained winds?
I would say you have an unhuman, uncanny ability to measure wind. It's just about that right here on the boardwalk. Wind gusts are more like 50 to 55 miles an hour. In fact, the open waters out over the Atlantic from Manasquan all the way down to Cape May are under a hurricane force wind warning, which means winds up to 75 miles an hour just off coast there. So pretty intense for sure.
How high of gusts are we feeling here?
I think we're feeling probably about 50 miles an hour, and it almost knocks you off your feet. In fact, you can probably follow us on our Twitter feed, and we've got a picture of a guy who's using a big sail and a boogie board to go down the boardwalk. So check that out.
During a press briefing today, Governor Christie kind of downplayed the flooding issues throughout the state, even though we know that it broke over some seawalls. There was sand brought into areas of Ortley Beach, Toms River, to build up the dunes. That sand was wiped out by about 6 o'clock this morning, about halfway, and then by 11 a.m. completely gone, those reinforcements of the dunes. Do you agree with the sort of downplaying of the flooding here?
I think it would be best to be a little bit more cautious. Certainly coastal communities need to think about the threat of flooding. The winds still have an easterly component to them, which means that there's still the possibility of pressing that water up against the coastline. So I don't think we're out of the woods just yet as far as flooding concern goes.
What do you expect now for the rest of the night? What's the forecast look like?
Well, for the rest of the state, snow continues for about another 4 or 5 hours, accumulating snow for the bulk of the state. I think maybe another 1 to 2 inches down here at the shore where things are really wind whipped and it's hard to get it to accumulate. Where the heaviest bands are setting up, I think maybe another 3 to 5 inches still could fall over the course of the early evening before things wind down around midnight.
So is the worst over?
The worst is just about over, but again, still accumulating snows. I think there's enough time from midnight to daybreak for crews to clean up, and I think by the end of the day tomorrow, things could feel relatively normal around here.
Governor Christie did say that he expects the state to be back to business as usual by Monday morning, but the road restrictions are still in effect. State of emergency is still in effect. New York City has a travel ban. Hudson River crossings are all closed. The Turnpike and Parkway under road restrictions. And it's important to note that Governor Christie did take today to point out some of the dune projects that have been stalled that he's looking to put forward. And you can look around you here. There's clear evidence that some of these dunes have certainly helped with situations like we're in Monmouth County. John, for folks who are at home, continue to stay off the roads?
Absolutely. No reason to be out there unless you absolutely have to. Like you said, the travel restrictions are important, and I think you got to give the crews an opportunity to clean up, and they need to do that without other vehicles on the road.
That's the latest here in Monmouth County.